This is UncleClaude once again, and if you guys haven't been hiding under the rock, you know who this is. These are, and I'm going to deem them the Kunamic duo, which is the exact opposite of the dynamic duo from Batman and Robin. But these guys have definitely earned the moniker the Kunamic duo when you hear what they said about Breonna Taylor's death and how they have defended these so-called cops, aka race soldiers. Listen to what Charles Barkley has to say about the shooting of Breonna Taylor and how he feels it's different from George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. Listen closely.
That lost her life, but we do have to take into account that her boyfriend did shoot at the cop and shot a cop. So like I say, even though I'm really sorry she lost her life, I don't think that we can just say we can put this in the same situation with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. I just don't believe that.
Well, first off, genius, the no-knock warrant, there was no way that the man was supposed to know that they were police. All he heard were shots fired, and he thought that somebody was shooting at him and Miss Taylor. So he was supposed to retaliate against that. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Unless he took up mind reading and has some type of powers that we don't know about where he could automatically know that these were police, there was no way that he was not supposed to defend himself. But let's listen to Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley even later. Let's listen to what they say here.
I hear these fools on TV talk about defund the police and things like that. We need police reform and prison reform and things like that. Because you know who ain't gonna defund the cops? White neighborhoods and rich neighborhoods. So that notion they keep saying that, I'm like, wait a minute, we just gonna leave it. Who are black people supposed to call? Ghostbusters? When we have crime in our neighborhoods, we need police reform. Like I say, white people, especially rich white people, they're always gonna have cops. So we need to stop that defund or abolish the cops crap. And we started this.
Now, to be fair, that second part, Charles Barkley is actually right about. Now, we do need the cops to an extent. Now, there does have to be a reimagining of the police department. There's no question about that. And there has to be some defunding of the police department, no question. I know here in New York City, they have a $6 billion budget that they do not need $6 billion. They don't. Now, I have to be fair here. When it comes to that, the second part of that, Barkley is right. He is dead wrong in the second part. It's not even close. Not even close. Now, where Shaq comes into play, and if you notice, they didn't even play that part. Shaq says, I have to agree with Charles. This one is sort of lumped in. You have to get a warrant signed in some states do allow no-knock warrants. And everyone was asking for murder charges. When you talk about murder, you have to show intent. I think 25 Bullets, Shaq, shows intent. Don't you? Well, obviously, you don't. A homicide occurred, and we're sorry a homicide occurred. When you have a warrant signed by the judge, you are doing your job, and I would imagine that you would fire back. Listen, Shaq, you should be ashamed of yourself. You actually have come off in a lot of ways worse than Barkley, even though both of you don't exactly come off smelling like a rose. Shaq, you know much better than that. A murder occurred. Okay, it wasn't a homicide, it was a murder. First of all, you're all leaving out the fact that you went to the wrong darn house. And they acknowledge that from the beginning. But somehow that gets swept aside. So both of you guys are wrong as two left shoes. Again, the second part, Barkley was actually somewhat right about. The first part, Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, you guys are dead wrong, period, point blank. And it's because of coons like you guys that gives these cops the carte blanche to feel like they can do whatever they want because they feel they have coons like you guys to co-sign it. That is absolutely unacceptable. I mean, when is enough enough? I mean, these coons, we can't accept coons like this in our community. And I don't care how much I care for a person's prowess on a basketball court. Listen, cooning is unacceptable in any form, whether political, whether entertainment. This type of cooning is unacceptable, period. And these people need to be purged out of our communities. I'm just tired of the... It seems like we just let these guys say and do whatever they want without impunity. But the bigger part is for you to co-sign the murder, because that's exactly what you guys are doing. You guys are co-signing the murder of Breonna Taylor and justifying these racist cops' actions. You can't do it. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how high profile you are. You guys co-signing their garbage is disgusting and vile. And I have to ask you guys have children. How would you guys feel if that happened to your son or daughter? Would you still be running that same old BS? I think not. This is UncleClaude signing out. Please like, share, and subscribe, Take care and God bless. And those guys should be ashamed of their damn selves.